Okay, talk about changing plans in midair. So I am going to give myself a 1/8 of an inch. Well, you know what? I think I'll do the 1/4 because it's right there. I mean, it's just an existing. Do I want it to be that thick though? No, I really don't. So we're going to make an 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, we'll just make that 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So line this up. And then just pinch that 1/8 of an inch. Gusset in there and bam, you're done. Love it. Let's get a little bit more on here, and now I'm going to have to cut this down. But I was inking it, and as I inked it, when I got that brown on there, so I put the brown on there a little bit more. It was the walnut stain, and it just changes the look of the paper so much. So I like that, but I need to cut this down a little bit and re-ink it. So it's just going to be about an 1/8 of an inch off of there. And of course, that little strip will be useful. And let me just and by inking it heavier on the corner, I got just pretty much that Stampin' Up! Is gone. Okay. This needs to be a little more inked. I'm going to pull it forward. And ink along that gusset line a little bit better. All right, so let's put this down. There we go. Nice and pretty. Oh, so pretty. Just going to open this up. There we go. All right. So there's that part. And then we're going to put this back in here. And I am still going to have, I think I'm just going to have to cut that then. I don't have enough now to fold it over, and that's okay. If I really wanted it, I could just cut myself another length and do it again. But I will be fine with it just coming to the paper's edge. So I am going to draw a pencil line and give it a cut, if I can see my pencil line. And there we go. Perfect. You know, in a handmade sort of way. Now, let's get the Fabri-Tac. Do-do-do, do-do-do. There we go. And I'm going to run myself a line straight up. So that that gets nicely tacked down. All the way to the top edge of my paper. Let's make sure it's nice and straight. There we go. Make sure that your gusset is standing up. Okay, there we go. And then you will just take this off, open this up, and pull this out. Okay, so now I am going to move my book, and we're going to work on this. Okay. Voila. Let's see. Now what are we going to do? So, I gave myself 1/8 of an inch gusset here. Not sure how many pages that's going to give me. What about these? Are these going to fit in here? Ooh. No. No, I don't want that. I do want some brown though. So I'm going to go for this. And this is, I did tell you guys I was going to give you. So this is almost 5.5 across this way, which is 13.8 top to bottom. And my first score line is at 6. Let's see. First score line is at 6 5/8. Second score line is at 6 3/4. Or the first score line is at 16.9 and the second score line is at 17.3. Right in there. And then, so, and that's from here to here is 6.58, and then 6 3/4, and the whole piece is 11 3/4 or 29.8. Okay, so that should give you that. So now I am going to cut myself a couple of these. Right here. There's my line. Okay. And so this is 12 inches long. This is 6 7/8 long. And this is 5.5. So this is a little shorter than 5.5. So you're going to get some nice pictures on here. So the first thing we're going to do So this is just a teeny bit past the 5.5 mark. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a 1/2 inch. Okay. All right. So we're going to do this. And we're going to put it right up to that first score line. Not over it, but just right up to that first score line. And we're going to make a mark just shy of the end of the paper. Excuse me, now all of a sudden I've got the hiccups. And I'm going to make another score line. Now, choice, you can fold it this way or you can fold it under. I'm going to fold it this way. Make sure it lines up. Okay, so there's my first one. Now I'm going to cut another one, and I want it to be exact same size. So I'm just going to line these up. And make a mark. And I know that I want to cut to the inside of that mark. Got things falling all over the place. Where's my mark? There it is. Okay. Let's make sure I did a good job. Yay! Okay, and we're going to repeat the process. 1/2 inch. And then I want this to be the same. So mark them, get those. You can use your scoreboard sometimes to really help out the situation. And this is where I want my score mark to be. So it's, what, 6.5. And I'm going to fold it back on itself. Oh, and I have a stickle. I have a stickle. And that is not acting like it's... Yep, it's all right. Let me get my sticker off. I don't think... Yeah, it's on the leftover piece. Okay. So now I don't want, let's see, if I do that and put that right there. Okay, so you'll have this and you'll have this. Bring that back down again. And you'll have this. And you'll have this. Okay, so that will work. Just because it's 2 sheets of paper, I think it's going to work just fine. And I do need to cut down, I mean, just a sliver. And that's one thing that this cutter is good at, are slivers. So hopefully that wasn't too big of a sliver. Flip that around. Oh, that's perfect. Good girl, Lisa. Good girl. Don't you get excited when you do something just right? Okay. So, this is still acting a little. Okay, because it's 2 papers, we can go ahead and put the one flap over the other page and glue them both that way, so that if you do it on top, then you're going to have, when you open it up, you're going to have this piece. Can you see that? You're going to have this piece on this. Well, because I chose this paper, I'm not going to paper this. I'm just going to leave it this paper. So I don't want that. If you want to put paper on it, then you can totally do it. But because it's only 2 pieces, this will be fine. This will work just fine. So I'm going to get it all straight, put it down and hold it. And I'm going to open the top flap up. And I'm going to go ahead and glue these 2 together. Just like that. Okay. All right, and then we're just going to put glue. And I don't want it to fall apart. And then again, Going to lay it down, but not get it in the score line, just up to the score line. Make sure we're nice and squared inside our wallet and burnish down. Yeah, I love this. So you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 photos right there. Just, where's my book? Just in our little side pocket. And because we made so much room in here, you're going to slide these little bad boys right down inside there. It fills that up nicely, but there is still room. And then you buckle it. And I'm still going to do a little something on the end, not leave it quite as raw. That is just wonderful. I love it. And then I still have this pocket here. So, you know, we'll be able to get nice big tags down into this one as well. Okay, so it just needs a few more bits of paper, and I'm just wondering if it's going to be nice for collage. I think this is going to be nice for collage. So I will leave these. So I will put paper on this, and I'll put paper here. I might just use this here. In fact, I think I will. I think I will just go ahead and do that. So it will be the same. Or I could do the stripes on the back. I think it's, you know, 6 one, half dozen the other. I am going to have to cut this down just a little bit. But I think I'll wait, because that can totally be collaged super easy, and so I'm not going to worry about it. But guys, you know, other than a few little tidbits, there is page number 5. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, we're making all our tags later, and we have this pocket, and I mean, I can still fit my hand in there, so there will be plenty of room to get all those photos in there. But I hope you guys like this so much. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed our wallet in a pocket. Our wallet in a pocket in a pocket. Oh, it's late. I'm getting silly. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you much. Mwah. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey, guys. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to work on page 6 today, but I had page 6 and 7 like this. But I think, well, no. I think I'm going to leave them, but I think I'm actually going to work on page 7 because I came up with an idea, and I don't want it with this paper. I want it with this paper. And I think that page 5, you know, this is page 5, and I'm just thinking that this one needs to be a little more simple, and I can build on this one a little bit more. I don't know. You know, all of these are pretty, like this is pretty flat and simple. This one obviously is not. This one is. So I've got simple, more thickness, not simple making, really just, you know, in the look. This is heavy, this is light. That's maybe a better word. This is heavy, this is heavy. I don't want to flip the page and have this side be heavy. So I'm going to make this side kind of be a, you know, something a little lighter and probably just a single pocket of some sort. And so this side is what I want to work on. And so I'm flipping. I'm skipping, not flipping. I'm flipping for joy. Woo, woo, woo. Let me put this back in my book so I don't use it by mistake. Okay. All right. So, page 7. We'll do page 6. I don't know. You might get it in order, but I'm not doing it in order. I just went and got my birthday present, which was a manicure, a pedicure, and getting my hair done. Oh my Lord, I had the best massage chair ever. And wow, did I pick a bright color, right? My toes are almost the same. But yeah, that was my birthday present. So from my husband and my oldest son, they got me that. So I was thrilled. But wow, I got there at 1 and got back in my truck to leave at 5:17. I'm tired. I am tired. So we're going to use one of these today. And I think you guys all know what these are. Well, at least us older folk will know what these are. I don't know if they still use them. I have a bunch, so I think I'm going to put some in my shop. But you make holes in, file folders. This is what we used to do back in the day for some things. The important papers that you didn't want to get rid of. And you would come from the back, you would make 2 holes and stick these prongs up through the holes. And this is sticky backed here, so it will stick to the back of the file folder. And then you would put your important papers in there and either close it this way or, in on itself. However, that was just, I guess, preference. I'm sorry, you can't even see that. So that's what these are. So I'm going to use that on this page. And so I think the first thing I'm going to have to do, which I'm sorry I didn't do already, because I got all excited. I said, let me get in there and do something because I figured it out while I was sitting under the blow dryer. Salon experience at its best, right? So I'm going to ink everything, and I am going to go ahead and no, not yet. I'm going to ink everything, and I think I will probably do my, I'm getting far behind. I'm going to go ahead and do my brads in my pages. And catch up with that. So, I will return momentarily, guys. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get my holes laid out where I'm going to want them. So, I'm not centering it on the whole page. I'm centering it on the page that I have to work with. And you want the holes to go, not right at the edge, but very close to the edge. If you do them right at the edge, you're liable to tear it, break it down a little bit too much. So I'm just going to put the center of my holes about 1/8 of an inch away from the fat part of this paper tab or paper holder, whatever you want to call these things. Paper fasteners, I think they called them. So that's where we want to put our center of our holes. So first things first. Now, if you don't have this kind of hole punch, any kind of hole punch will work. Even if all you have is your pokey tool, you just kind of roll it around in the, roll it around in the hole to make it a little larger. so that it's large enough to slide this through without tearing it. Because you really don't want to tear them. In fact, I think what I'm going to do first, before I punch my holes, is get some tape. And I have to kind of dig it out. I do know exactly where it is. That's double-sided. Maybe I don't know exactly where it is. I think all I have in here is double-sided now. Well, I do not know then. How does that always work when I'm filming? All right, well, maybe I've got it over here. Maybe I've got it over here. Here it is. Okay. In my shipping stuff. Okay. So, from about here to here, I'm just going to put a piece of tape. And that's just going to help. It gets a little stickiness on it. That's just going to help keep it from ripping, because we don't want it to rip. Okay, because I remember using these things, and I had a specific hole punch to work with them, but let's see. Okay, so lining it up. Oh, let's put it on the larger one. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Okay, so here. And is that about the right? I think that's about right. Okay, so let's try her out. So just bend them right here. I'm not going to take the adhesive off or anything yet. Okay, so slightly still too small. Let me see if my old-fashioned hole punch. My grandmother used to use this hole punch. And boy, they don't make them like this anymore. All right, that's a regular size hole. So that should work. You know, and if you ever have a hole puncher, you know, like the office type hole puncher, that will totally work. And then you, let's see, you just get it, line the hole making apparatus to this and punch your holes. If you can't get it into this paper, punch it on something else and circle it, and then you can maybe take your hole punch and punch around to get it large enough. So lots of ways to get to it, guys. You don't have to go out and buy this. That was a birthday or Christmas present when they first came out. I've had that forever. Okay. So now what I want to do, see, now this is totally going to get covered on the back. So you won't even see this on the back. And let's see. I want to do something around those holes, but we'll just wait until we put all our papers down, and then I will fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this for the moment. Now, what do I want to use? I don't think I want to use a bunch of file folders, because that's just a little bit too big, a little bit too much. And this is, I have a half a sheet of this and then 2 whole sheets, but I don't want to use those 2 whole sheets up. I want to keep those for tags. So I'm kind of at the end of that. So you know what, guys? I'm going to hunt down some more brown that I can use. Probably an 8.5 by 11. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, I actually found a pack of the 8.5 by 11, and it's the Early Espresso from Stamping Up. So I'm going to first take out 4 sheets. 1, 2, 3. These are so thick, but they're not as thick as the file folders are, I don't think. They're denser, but they're not as thick, if that makes any sense. Okay, so basically, I'm going to have to just cut off a little bit on our first one. So I'm going to take one of them, and let's get, now this is just straight across. There's no tab on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and make a mark. And I need all of these to be the same, but they're too thick. I'm going to cut 2 of them at a time. I think my cutter might have some problems with this one if I did any smaller. And I'm cutting that just over 8 inches. Just over 8 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Let me just double check. Take your time. Good. Because you do want these to be all the same length. I mean width. Alright, and I got little strips. We'll find something to do with them. Okay, so now we need to get the scoreboard out. And we are going to put the long side across your top so that you're scoring down your short side. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch. Is that what I want? I think so. I'm going to do 7/8. Okay. So, oops, that was good. Just jump the track. There we go. Okay, so 1/2 and 7/8. So that's the first one. The second one, we're going to do 1/2 and we're going to do 3/4. The third one, we're going to do 1/2. I think you might see a pattern here. What do you think the next one's going to be? 3/8. No, 5/8. So 1/8 of an inch. So it was first a 1/2 inch and then 1/4 of an inch, now 1/8 of an inch. And tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what am I doing here? 1/2 inch. Is that it? Just a 1/2 inch? I don't know why. See, this paper is so thick. It just jumps It jumps for joy. Okay, but it doesn't bring me with it because I don't find that joyous. All right, so push this all the way up so that you match your paper, and then just push and pinch. This paper is so thick. Okay. And the top one, you know, you just need to actually have it come forward. You don't need to have it go back. So, there and there. Come forward. And then come forward. Okay. Alrighty. So now I'm going to put these together. I'm going to I actually need to cut the bottoms first. So let me take the one with the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 of an inch. And let's put this up here where it's going to go. And let's get our length here. And this one, I want it to go all the way down to my newsprint paper. You know, so just leave the edge of the so I am going to go ahead and line this one up where I want it. And let's make sure that is going to have to come all the way. Okay, so I am going to have an issue here. This is not straight. If I go by this line of the file folder here, I'm off quite a bit over here. So, do I want to narrow it down so that I can actually put something there to hide that? Or if I center it a little bit on both sides, you might see the base paper that's going to actually fit all the way over here and all the way over here. I think I'm going to cut this down just a smidge. Like I said, this is 8 1/16. So I think I'm just going to get it right at 8. And I will do all of them just right at 8. Didn't take much off, but it took enough, I think, that I will be able to. I don't know that it'll do 3. So I'm not going to try it. Yep. And then these two can be done together. Yeah. I think it might have had some problems with 3. I think it would have. Okay. So now let's line this up. Centered this way. And down on your paper, down here at the bottom. Okay. And now I'm going to take to hold it in place. Just put a couple clips on it, flip it over, and let's just make a circle in the circles. Or you can leave it there and punch it out that way, but then I'm going to take my little hole punch and line it up. And pop that bad boy out. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to line these up with each other. Now, from the top, because the bottoms are going to be different. So we're just going to line these up with the top. See. And you can either make your mark and cut it that way. Okay. And then take the next one. And this is, yeah, that's just the one. From the top, line them up. And one more. Again, it would take you a little bit longer, but there are ways to do this without, and you know, if you don't have this little doodad, you can do it with ribbon. You can do it with brads. There's all different kinds of ways you can do it. So, you know, it's not a problem if you don't have one of these little fastener thingies that I'm using. So, you know, you don't have to go out and buy this. You can run ribbon through here. You can just make the smaller holes and pop the brads in, and it will totally work out just fine. So, you know, not to worry. Not to worry. Don't have to have the same things I have. Okay, so now, this top sheet is 10 7/8. All right. Then I'm going to go to the sheet with the 1/4 inch spacing, and I'm going to make that 10 5/8. Let me see. I wonder if I just cut this and make it. No, I don't want to do that. I want it to come down. So that's 10 7/8. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut my next one at 10.5. So then everything is just going to be easier. Whoops. Of course, I can't keep my hands on my paper. Hold on just a sec. And it flew way out there. It didn't just drop straight down on the floor. No, the wind caught it and kind of poofed it out. Okay, what'd I say? 10.5. So we're kind of making a waterfall, but it's kind of a full sheet waterfall. And now I want the one with the 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to cut that at 10. And then this one I'm going to cut at 9.5, and this is just the single. 9.5. Okay, so for centimeter peoples, this one is 24.3. The one with the 4 centimeter spacing is 25.3. The one with the 1/4 inch or 6, maybe the other one was 4 centimeters. This is 6 centimeters ish, and it is 26.7 or 8. It's right in the middle. And then the final one is 27.5. So line those up. Heel. Okay, so there we have our large waterfall. All right, now one thing I'm going to do as well is I've been trying to incorporate this angle in different spots. So this is going to be one spot that, and I love these things, man, because 4 sheets of thick paper and it just cut it like butter. Okay. Okay. So, this sheet is what we're going to decorate these pages with. But we've got to cover this page and get our hole punched in it. So let's see. What am I going to want? Let's see what I got to you. Now that's all taken, so I might just do this. You're not going to see much of it, so, and this is like the least impressive piece that I have. No. I mean, it's got a little bit of the color, but I don't want flowers. I don't want flowers. All right, so I'm going to pull this down and make a mark so I can cut it where I want it. Oh, let me cut the little banding off first. They've got cute little banding on these, so I might be able to utilize those in my collage work. Okay, now all right, that fit in there, kind of, sort of. All right, and actually, oh, I whistled. My grandmother used to do that all the time. I don't have false teeth, though. They're all my teeth, I promise. I still have my own teeth. I'm a good girl. Okay. So, I'm thinking that I'm going to have to do something here the ink won't go where the glue is. And I wonder if paint will cover it up. This is the Black Distress. Come on. Don't need to stick my finger on it. Where are you? Yes, I'm like all scrubbed clean and had my feet done, and I'm a happy camper. I can't really get it flowing enough to... Okay, so that is going to help a little bit. All right. Use what you got, guys. Just use what you got. So now we're going to mark this where we want to cut it. And let me see, because this up here is actually perfect. I just need right here. Okay. All right. Still a tidbit shorter. That's just about right up there, but it needs to be a smidge. Okay, there's that. And we do have bottom. Okay. So I think I can go ahead and glue this down after I ink it. And yeah, so I need to ink this, glue it down, pop the holes through, and then we'll be ready to go. So let me just do a quick ink job. And I'm just going to keep going with you guys. Oh, I needed to ask you guys. Those of you who get your nails done. Now, this is the first time I've gone to this particular lady. And towards the end, you know, you guys know me. I'm usually always pretty good at chit-chat. And I've actually, you know, I never met a stranger. I figured they're just as nervous as I am to talk. So I just started up because maybe they're a little more nervous than I am to talk. I don't know. I'm not. I don't have a... I can walk in a room of people and not know any of them, and it doesn't bother me. I can sit in a restaurant by myself and eat. I can go to a movie and watch by myself. I know there's some people that just don't get that, but I mean, when you're in a movie, you're not supposed to talk anyway. So what difference is it if you're sitting by yourself or if you've got somebody with you? I used to get off and I worked right down the street from a little one movie house place in a small town in Washington State. And I would just go and see the little matinee. Unless it was like a cartoon or something. But, you know, a lot of times they had course, I worked very early in the mornings and part-time, so it was, you know, it was still early. I'm not talking about the kids' matinee. This was like the first showing of the whatever movie, you know, the regular viewing pleasure people. And I would go and watch movies because I love watching movies. And everybody's like, oh my God, you go by yourself? And I said, yeah, doesn't bother me. Oh, you know, so I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and glue this down, and then we're going to pop the holes through it so we won't have to worry about it moving or whatnot. So let's get some glue on this puppy. Anyway, I digress. I started to ask you about those of you that get your nails done. And I'll show you in just a second what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and get this glued down. And you know what? I think I'm not going to glue down the center here, and I left this area. So let's just wipe off the last couple inches. Don't glue that down, because I was starting to think about I might want to use a closure. I just might want to use a closure. Okay, and I did do the, I don't remember if I did it on screen or off screen, but I did do this shorter. There we go. I did do this shorter piece of the file folder with this puppy. Okay. So let me just... All right, so now we're going to take our little hole punch or whatever it is that you're punching with. There we go. And then this one. There we go. And I think, yeah, I do. My friend Leslie, when she and I did a journal together, she got me these little things. I might need to, well, it's on there, but I think I'm going to put a little glue on these. But she sent me these. Oops. Thank you, Leslie. And I have kept them because it's been a couple years that we have done that. She has a YouTube channel, but I don't think she's got some family things that she's taking care of, so I don't think she's posting right now, but she does some really nice stuff. So if you guys just want to go over and see what she does, it used to be Paper Pizzazz, but I think she's changed it to her. But I think if you type in Paper Pizzazz, you might still get her stuff. I'm not positive. Anyway, yeah, she's been on design teams and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so that matches perfectly. These go on here, very nice. And you know, I cut those. That looks really nice. And then you just, you know, do that, or you can fold it this way. So whichever way you want to fold them. And then of course, it's made to open and close, so you can take them out if you want to take these out and individually pass them around to show your pictures. Pretty cool stuff. So I am going to go ahead, since I like the setup, take the sticky piece off. Okay. That is pretty sticky, but I think I'll still put a little bit of glue. Just a little bit. And run that right through there. And then that will get covered up when we do that inside page. There we go. And then put these down. Love it. And I usually always did this with them. I just felt like it was easier. I didn't have to try and uncross them. Okay. And then these open up. I've got too much stuff. These open up and lay right over because we have a space to go around the other sheet. So they lay nice and flat. That is flat to my table. You might not be able to tell, but it is flat to my table. See? Nice and flat. Because the scoring left room for them. Let me pick this up and bend that just a little bit. You just kind of give it a little bend and it will hold better. All right, so now we're going to get to our paper. And I don't know which end is up. Which end do I like? What do I like? See, this is some writing and this looks like it's proper. So I think we'll do this. Okay, so I'm going to bring it over here because I have already cut these. The only thing is that because the hole is so large to accommodate, they won't really stay lined up perfectly by themselves. That you will have to occasionally tweak them. Let's see. I just need to go this way from this side to this side. Okay, I'm going to cut right there. Oh, lots of lines. Where'd my mark go? There it is. There it is. Lots of lines on this bad boy. Okay. We're starting to get us some scrap pieces now. All right. So there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my first one.